Welcome back to Sonic CD. It's time for Collision Chaos.
Hooray! I love the American version of this level track.
It's bass-orific.
So now what's here now is Metal Sonic just, taking aiming.
Yeah.
Die, fool! in the Japanese instruction manual for the story of the game, basically has Sonic traveling to Little Planet on his own, basically, and Amy Rose follows him, and basically she catches him up in the Collision Chaos and gets stolen. The American version of the story, of course, has Sonic meeting Amy in the Never Lake, which is the place where the Little Planet appears above Mobius.
You just blew my mind. This sounds like something out of a Disney game.
Exactly, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, can you wonder why this place is called Collision Chaos?
Because you're attacking the fucking everything!
Well, you'll see in a little bit. You start colliding into everything, and it's a bit chaotic.
Oh,
because I'm NTom64.
I'm NTom64.
I'm just a parody of myself.
In terms of this level, Tom, would you say this is one of your favourites?
Pretty much, yeah. I like the design, love the music, just the general aesthetics of it, if you will.
I like this one. I think the next stage to me is probably my least favourite.
Oh, we'll see when we get to that.
We'll see.
No, I don't think I ever go to bad future, which is what happens when you go to the future straight away. But it's bad, let's just put it that way.
Well, essentially, the gimmick of that, the bad future, is basically what happens when Robotnik's machines are taken over. Basically, there's very little wildlife, there's no wildlife left, and there's machines everywhere, and they basically ruin the planet. In good future, what you can see is that the machines are still there.
Yeah.
It's not completely,
They've utilised its like crops and whatnot.
Exactly. So the good future is actually a very rare occasion where you see that it's like the developers have shown that machines and the environment can work together in a perfect, peaceful, forever happiness thing.
Forever type of thing.
Exactly. What you're seeing here is one of the reasons why I hate this game sometimes, because you get stuck in those and you can't freaking move, and just annoys the piss out of me.
Well, to be fair, Gareth, it is called Collision Chaos Zone.
But look at it, it's so annoying.
Would you call it a clusterfuck?
I would. This is like the original clusterfucking gaming. Like something like that. I can't know why people love it.
Christ in Clusterfuck Zone.
That is the greatest name of the level ever. Christ in Clusterfuck Zone.
I love how everything is kind of prehistoric in the past.
In the past, yeah. The past levels are actually the only levels which share the same music in the Japanese and American versions. Because I believe it's something like it was Red Book audio, so they couldn't change it for some reason or whatsoever.
So the one thing I do love about CD, and if I'm being too negative, it's just because I can't really understand why it's loved so much. The music is fantastic. The general design, I'm not talking about like the gameplay and the different routes, but the aesthetics of the levels themselves are brilliant. But it's just, why, Gareth? Why?
It's just the graphics.
Oh wait, he's not here anymore.
Oh damn. Now, okay, see, something like this, I would have loved to have seen a level like this. I think it's wasted on this. Like, please tell me, why are we attacking UFOs for?
To get a MacGuffin.
So, also, that's time. Why do you think the Time Stones were used and not the Chaos Emeralds? Because they look just like the Chaos Emeralds.
They do. No, they look like the old versions of the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, but I'm saying at this point in time, they look exactly like the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic 1. So why do you think they're called Time Stones?
Because they control the flow of time on the little planet.
Damn them. So, would you like to see the Time Stones return?
Well, no, because they're on the little planet. So unless you're going to make Sonic CD2 travel through time harder, you won't be seeing the Time Stones again.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome indeed.
Awesome indeed. And now we get to the really awkward part. Me and Tom run out of things to say about this particular level.
Well, boy, this is sure purple.
And actually, to go back to the music, of course, the reason why it was changed for the American release was because Sega had two reasons why. Sega had just opened a new music department in their offices, and they wanted to test them out. Also, another reason why the Japanese score is quite techno-y, and at the time Sega thought that American audiences wouldn't respond to that well. So much so that when I think it was a magazine called Game Mag or Game FAQ.
Game Mag, wow, that's
something like that, or something like Game Master or something like. It was an American magazine that gave the Japanese version of Sonic CD 100%.
Wow.
They thought perfect game. They gave the American version 70%, and they've said it was purely based on the music change. The guy who wrote the music for the American version is a guy called Spencer Nielsen, I believe, and he said obviously he's probably happy with his music. He says he does completely understand why some people didn't like the change, because the Japanese version of CD was out for like 4 to 5 months before the American one came out, so a lot of people had heard the music and liked it. And I think a quote he said it would be like if people changed the music to Star Wars, you know. It doesn't really matter what it was changed to, just the fact that it was changed would piss people off.
Well, I think the one thing I dislike about the Japanese soundtrack, and I've said this on a comment somewhere, the Japanese and European soundtrack sounds like it was meant to be actual music and wasn't designed for a game, whereas the American one, while it not be classic Sonic, it's clearly meant to be video game music.
Certain things I like I like the fact that the in the Japanese version the main theme of Toot the Sonic Warrior is used again and again. In the American version, like in Sonic Boom was kind of used once and never reprised once again. And to me, I just like it in games when they have that theme that they like reuse quite a bit,
like the World Adventure. From
exactly. Although I will say, in my honest opinion, the Japanese boss music is a million times better than the American. Just because they sample, I forget the guy's name, but he's an American rapper, and they sample a line of it that goes, "Work that sucker to death." So you get this weird, so it goes, "Work that sucker to death." Come on, yo, work that sucker to death. Which is another reason why it's believed that why the American music was changed, so that the American Sega didn't then have to pay licensing fees to use these like British. But it's just so funny to see like really crappy Robotnik robots with "Work that sucker to death." Come on, yo, work that sucker to death.
Well, at least the evil laugh stage sort of the same.
Oh, the evil laugh is quite sinister, but I find the American boss theme to be slightly on the dull side, if I'm honest.
Well, what's coming up here is actually probably the first instance of Sonic talking in a video game. You'd be like, yeah.
Oh yeah. This was the first game to give him a voice. And also, while we're not going to see it, the great Sonic CD. Let's have the greatest game over or suicide in the entire gaming industry. If you stand still for 3 minutes, Sonic will look at the screen, say, "I'm out of here," jump off the screen, and the words "game over" will appear.
That reminds me of Knuckles Chaotix, where if you wait a while, Metal Sonic will appear and like hit you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I have never played Knuckles Chaotix. I actually want to play that game.
It's not bad. It's extremely bland though. Yeah.
I thought, just slightly off topic on that, the current producer of the Sonic series says that he actually wants to make a sequel to Chaotix, but Sega as a whole are kind of saying no.
No. He also wants to make one for Heroes, or was that just paraphrased from somewhere?
I don't think that was him. I think somebody at Sega made a comment that they classed Heroes as its own subsection of the Sonic brand.
What a random game to put into a subsection.
I know.
You get like the Adventure, Riders, Heroes.
Yeah, the fact that there's only one of them is so random. 3 time zones. We're doing good.
Oh yeah, it's 2 parts. We already have 3 of 6 or 7. I forget which.
Yeah, how many time zones? And 6 time zones or 7 time zones?
Hell if I know.
No, I think is this. I hate this boss. Killing him is a piece of piss. Getting to him can drive me to suicide.
If you didn't like Sonic CD, well, I don't like Sonic CD that much, but if you don't like Sonic Spinball is what I meant to say.
Oh yeah, oh god.
Then prepare to commit suicide, or something less drastic.
But again, it's like, I really can't see why so many people think this is good like level design.
Well, let's be fair, it's a fantastic game, it's just not as good as Sonic 2 or 3 and Knuckles.
Well, yeah, again, like, when I say stuff like, I don't see why, I'm not saying it's a terrible game, I think it's alright, I don't see why so many people love the level design. I can't see it.
When we get to, I think, Starlight Speedway, Stardust, not the one where you race Metal Sonic, but the one before it, you'll see what we mean by a clusterfuck.
It is, oh god, that is terrible.
Indeed. Please join us next time for Tidal Tempest. See you then.
I fuck mooses.